In the frantic rhythms of our contemporary existence, where the cacophony of daily life often drowns out the subtle whispers of the soul, the notion of solitude can seem like an increasingly elusive dream. In a world perpetually connected by the digital threads of social media, email notifications, and incessant chatter, we find ourselves caught in a relentless maelstrom of external demands and distractions. Yet, hidden beneath this tumultuous surface lies a profound wisdom, a timeless truth that beckons us to explore the depths of our being: the law of solitude. Solitude, in its purest essence, is not a mere absence of noise or physical companionship. It is a sacred space, a sanctuary where we can encounter the very core of our existence. It is within this realm of quiet contemplation that we unearth the keys to self-discovery, inner peace, and the motivation to manifest our most cherished aspirations. The law of solitude invites us to embark on a transformative journey, one that transcends the physical isolation of our external world and transports us to the boundless expanses of our inner universe. Consider for a moment the world that we inhabit today. An ever-accelerating carousel of meetings, deadlines, and obligations. We wake up to the relentless chime of alarms and rush through our mornings, gulping down coffee as we plunge headfirst into the current of our daily routines. We are bombarded by a ceaseless torrent of information, our screens flickering with notifications that demand our attention. Our days blur into a montage of tasks, obligations, and hurried interactions, leaving us with little time to pause and reflect. In this whirlwind of activity, the concept of solitude often appears as a distant mirage, shimmering on the horizon but perpetually out of reach. It is a luxury that we convince ourselves we can't afford. A frivolous indulgence in a world that values productivity above all else. Our culture extols the virtues of constant connectivity, where the ability to multitask and juggle responsibilities is lauded as a mark of success. Yet, as the pace of our lives accelerates, an unsettling disquiet brews beneath the surface. We find ourselves increasingly disconnected from our inner selves, caught up in a perpetual cycle of external validation and comparison. The cacophony of voices from the outside world drowns out our inner voice, the voice that knows our true desires, our fears, and dreams. In our relentless pursuit of external achievement, we often lose sight of our internal compass, drifting further away from the essence of our being. In the midst of this chaos, a yearning for solitude arises, a yearning that transcends the mere desire for physical seclusion. It is a longing for sanctuary, a sacred space where the noise of the external world recedes, and we are left alone with the echoes of our own thoughts and emotions. This yearning is not a mere whim, it is a primal call, an invitation from the depths of our soul to embark on a journey of self-discovery. We've all felt this yearning at some point in our lives, an ache for solitude, a thirst for stillness, a hunger for inner peace. It is a call that arises when we stand at the precipice of change, when the noise of the world becomes unbearable, when we are weary of the masks we wear to conform to societal expectations. It is a call that whispers to us in the hushed moments before dawn, when the world slumbers and the veil between the mundane and the sacred grows thin. In these moments, we realize that solitude is not a luxury, it is a necessity for our sanity, our well-being, our very essence. It is the portal through which we can traverse the boundaries of our own existence and embark on a profound journey of self-discovery, healing, and transformation. The law of solitude teaches us that within the quietude of our own company lies a wellspring of wisdom, a source of motivation that can propel us to heights that we never thought was possible. To embark on the journey of solitude is to embark on a journey within, a journey into the inner sanctum of our hearts and minds. It is a pilgrimage to the very core of our being, where the screeching of external distractions fade into insignificance, and we are left alone with our thoughts, our emotions, and the profound questions that define our existence. Picture, if you will, a serene forest, a pristine realm where the leaves sway in a gentle rhythm and the dappling sunlight paints patterns on the forest floor. In this tranquil oasis, you find yourself standing alone, yet far from lonely. The world outside begins to recede, its noise dissipating like mist in the morning sun. All that remains is the soft rustling of leaves and the cadence of your own breath. This, my dear seeker of solitude, is the essence of the journey within, a sojourn into the sacred realm of inner exploration. In solitude, the external world becomes a distant memory, and we're afforded the opportunity to turn our gaze inward. It is here, in this profound silence of our own company, that we can begin to decipher the enigmatic language of our souls. Solitude is not a place of desolation. It is a space of revelation. It is a canvas upon which the intricacies of our inner landscape are painted with vibrant clarity. In this sacred solitude, we have the privilege to acquaint ourselves with the various facets of our being, the shadows and the light, the fears and the desires, the wounds and the healing. Each of us carries within us a tapestry of experiences, memories, and emotions that define our unique narrative. Yet, in the relentless rush of daily life, we often skim the surface of our own existence, never delving into the depths of our consciousness. We become spectators in the theater of our lives, rather than the playwrights of our destiny. Solitude bestows upon us the rare opportunity to rectify this oversight, to become the authors of our own stories. As we venture deeper into this terrain, we encounter the unexplored recesses of our own minds, illustrated by the gentle blow of introspection. Here, the past and the present merge, and we begin to understand the intricate web of causality that has woven the fabric of our lives. In the solitude of self-discovery, we confront the shadows that lurk in the corners of our consciousness, our fears, our insecurities, our regrets. It is a reckoning that requires courage, for we must face our inner demons and acknowledge the wounds that have shaped us. Yet, it is also an act of profound liberation, for in facing our shadows, we rob them of their power over us. As we delve into the labyrinth of our thoughts and our emotions, we unearth the long-buried dreams and aspirations that have been obscured by the debris of daily life. We discover the desires that are authentically ours, distinct from the expectations and judgment of society. In the cocoon of solitude, we metamorphosize from mere spectators into active participants in our own lives. Solitude is not a passive state. It is an act of profound engagement with the self. It is an act of listening, the art of attuning our ears to the whisper within our hearts. It is within this introspective space that we gain a profound understanding of ourselves, our values, our beliefs, our motivations. We discern the desires that resonate with our authentic selves, as opposed to those that have been imposed upon us by external influences. This self-awareness becomes the compass that guides us on our path, motivating us to align our actions with our deepest convictions. Solitude is a masterful teacher, a mentor that imparts its lessons with subtlety and grace. It does not thrust answers upon us. Rather, it encourages us to seek them within. It invites us to ask the profound questions that have the power to transform our lives. Who am I? What do I truly want? What's my purpose in this world? These questions are not mere intellectual exercises, they are the keys to unlocking the doors of our potential. As we contemplate them in the solitude of our own company, we embark on a journey of self-inquiry, a journey that has the potential to reshape the trajectory of our lives. Solitude provides us with the gift of introspection, a sacred mirror that reflects the contours of our inner landscape. Through introspection, we gain the capacity to examine our thoughts and our actions with honesty and compassion. It is a practice that allows us to delve into the depths of our consciousness, to explore the recesses of our minds with curiosity and open-heartedness. Introspection is not an exercise in self-judgment. It is an act of self-discovery. It is a true process of peeling back the layers of conditioning and societal influences to reveal the essence of our true selves. In the gentle glow of introspection, we begin to understand the motivations behind our actions, the driving forces that propel us forward or hold us back. As we delve into the depths of our consciousness, we may encounter aspects of ourselves that are less than flattering. Our insecurities, our fears, our doubts. It is in these moments of vulnerability that the true power of introspection is revealed. For it's in acknowledging and embracing these shadowy aspects of ourselves that we rob them of their hold over us. We come to understand that our fears and insecurities are not fixed. They're not unchangeable truths. They are transient states of being that can be transformed. Introspection becomes a powerful tool for self-growth and self-transformation. It allows us to identify the patterns and behaviors that no longer serve us and consciously choose new paths. It's a process of self-mastery, a journey in which we become the architects of our own destinies. Through introspection, we uncover our true values, our true beliefs, those principles that resonate with our authentic selves. We discern the path that aligns with our deepest convictions and our aspirations. This self-awareness becomes the guiding star that illuminates our journey, motivating us to make choices that are congruent with our inner truth. Solitude grants us the space to pause and reflect, to step off the treadmill of life's demands and take stock of our direction. It's a practice that allows us to evaluate our goals and priorities, to discern whether we're on a path that is actually true to our hearts. In solitude, we gain that clarity to make course corrections, to set new intentions, and to pursue our dreams with unwavering determination. One of the most profound ways in which solitude manifests its transformative power is through our connection to nature. There exists an intimate and symbiotic relationship between our inner world and the natural world that surrounds us. In solitude, we often find solace in the embrace of nature, a solace that's both healing and motivating. Consider the profound sense of peace that descends upon you when you stand at the edge of a tranquil lake, the water mirroring the cerulean expanse of the sky. Or imagine the awe that fills your heart as you gaze out upon the star-studded canopy of the night sky, far removed from the glare of city lights. These are moments wherein solitude converges with the natural world, and a deep sense of unity and belonging emerges. Nature has an uncanny ability to remind us of the beauty and the harmony that exist in the world. It inspires us to live in alignment with the natural rhythms of life, motivating us to embrace simplicity, gratitude, and a deeper sense of purpose. In the company of trees, rivers, and stars, we find motivation to protect and preserve the precious planet that we call home. We come to recognize that our well-being is intrinsically linked to the well-being of the earth. In this realization, a deep sense of responsibility arises, a motivation to care for our environment and to live in harmony with the ecosystems that sustain us. Nature becomes a mirror to the inner world, a reflection of the balance and interconnectedness that we seek to cultivate within ourselves. In the solitude of a forest, or by the shore of a tranquil lake, or atop a majestic mountain, we find a sanctuary where the boundaries between the self and the universe blur. It is a space where we can reconnect with our true essence, where we can listen to the ancient wisdom that whispers in the wind and rustles in the leaves. The law of solitude, when intertwined with nature, becomes a potent force for transformation. It teaches us that our individual journeys are intricately woven into the fabric of the natural world. It reminds us that we are stewards of this planet, tasked with the responsibility of safeguarding its beauty and its diversity. This realization is a wellspring of motivation, a driving force that propels us to live with greater awareness and reverence for the earth. Nature, in its timeless wisdom, offers us lessons in resilience, adaptation, and interconnectedness. It teaches us that life is a cycle of birth, growth, decay, and rebirth, a cycle that mirrors the rhythms of our own existence. In the solitude of the natural world, we find motivation to embrace change and transformation as inherent aspects of life's journey. The simple act of immersing ourselves in nature can be transformative. It allows us to disconnect from the noise and the distractions of the modern world and attune ourselves to the gentle cadence of the earth. In the rustling of leaves, the babbling of streams, the chirping of birds, we discover a symphony of life that resonates with our own heartbeat. When we spend time in nature, we activate our senses and become attuned to the subtle nuances in the world around us. We feel the texture of bark beneath our fingertips, the coolness of water against our skin, the warmth of sunlight on our faces. These sensory experiences ground us in the present moment, anchoring us in the here and the now. As we immerse ourselves in the natural world, we also find solace in its simplicity. Nature doesn't strive for complexity or excess. It embodies the elegance of minimalism. In the intricate patterns of leaves, the symmetry of flowers, and the graceful arc of a bird in flight, we witness the beauty of simplicity. This simplicity is a reminder that we too can choose to simplify our lives, to let go of the clutter, the excess that weigh us down. In solitude, we gain the motivation to declutter not only our physical spaces, but also our mental, our emotional landscapes. We learn to discern what really matters and to focus our energy on the essentials. Solitude is often the crucible in which creativity is forged. It is a space where the mind is free to wander and explore the vast realms of imagination. In solitude, ideas are born, art is created, and innovations are conceived. Consider the great artists, writers, and thinkers throughout history who sought solitude as a catalyst for their creative endeavors. They understood that it is in the quiet moments of introspection that inspiration strikes. Solitude becomes the fertile ground where the seeds of creativity are planted, cultivated, and brought to fruition. When we step away from the external noise and distractions, our minds are free to roam the vast landscapes of possibility. It's in the creative solitude that we can connect seemingly disparate ideas, weave narratives, and give form to our visions. Solitude fuels the imagination, allowing it to soar to heights previously unattainable. Creativity is not the exclusive domain of artists and writers. It is an inherent aspect of the human experience. We all possess the capacity to tap into our creative wellspring and bring forth new ideas and new expressions. In solitude, we're invited to explore our creative potential, to engage in activities that ignite our passions and allow our unique voices to shine. Solitude provides the spaciousness necessary to have creativity flourish. It's a canvas upon which we can paint, write, compose, or dance without any inhibition. In the absence of judgment or external expectations, we're free to experiment. We're free to make mistakes and learn from our creative endeavors. Creativity is not limited to artistic pursuits alone. It can also infuse our everyday lives with inspiration. In solitude, we can contemplate innovative solutions to challenges, devise new approaches to our work, and envision the life that we aspire to live. The creative spark ignited in solitude has the power to illuminate every facet of our existence. Solitude is also a sanctuary for healing. In the solitude of our own company, we can tend to our emotional wounds and nurture our well-being. It's a space where we can practice self-compassion, self-care, providing ourselves with the love and attention that we are so often able to extend to others. In the busyness of life, emotional wounds may fester beneath the surface, left unaddressed and unhealed. We may carry the scars of past traumas, unresolved grief, or lingering pain. Solitude invites us to confront these wounds with tenderness and grace, offering us a safe container in which to explore and release them. The act of healing in solitude is a sacred journey, an act of self-love, self-compassion. It's a recognition that we are worthy of the same care, the same nurturance that we offer to others. In solitude, we learn to hold space for our own pain and our own suffering, allowing ourselves to grieve, to forgive, and to let go. Solitude provides the stillness necessary for healing to happen. In the quietude of our own company, we can listen to the whispers of our hearts and attend to the needs of our souls. We may find solace in practices such as meditation, journaling, or just sitting in your own noggin. Silence with your own brain. These practices allow us to cultivate mindfulness and presence, creating a healing sanctuary within. As we immerse ourselves in the healing embrace of solitude, we may embrace a profound sense of release. It is as though we're shedding the layers of accumulated burdens, allowing our hearts to become lighter and more expansive. The weight of past regrets and grievances is gradually lifted, and we emerge from solitude with a renewed sense of vitality and purpose. In solitude, we can also learn the art of self-compassion, the practice of extending kindness and understanding to ourselves, especially in times of pain or difficulty. We become our own loving caregivers, offering ourselves the same tenderness we would offer to a dear friend in need. Self-compassion is a powerful motivator for self-improvement and growth. When we approach our challenges and setbacks with self-compassion, we're less likely to be paralyzed by self-criticism or shame. Instead, we're motivated to learn from our experiences, to grow stronger, and to move forward with resilience. Solitude provides the sacred container in which self-compassion can flourish. It's a space where we can offer ourselves the gift of forgiveness, releasing the burden of self-judgment and self-blame. It's a space where we can cultivate self-acceptance, recognizing that we are inherently worthy of love and compassion. For many spiritual seekers, solitude is the path to enlightenment. It's a journey into the depths of consciousness, a quest to understand the nature of reality and the essence of our own existence. In the stillness of solitude, we transcend the ego, we connect with the infinite. Enlightenment is not a destination, but it's a state of being, a state of pure awareness and awakening. It's a realization that we are not separate from the world, but we are intimately connected to it. This realization is a profound source of motivation, propelling us to live with love, compassion, and a sense of purpose. In the solitude of self-inquiry, we embark on a journey of inner exploration that leads us to the heart of existence. We delve into the nature of consciousness, the structure of the self, and the interplay of the thoughts and emotions that we have. We confront the fundamental questions that have intrigued philosophers and sages for millennia. What is the self? What is the source of suffering? What is the nature of reality? As we navigate the labyrinth of our own minds, we begin to discern the illusory nature of the ego, the construct of self that we often mistake for our true identity. We come to understand that the ego is a collection of thoughts, beliefs, and conditioning, but it is not the essence of who you are. It is a mask that obscures our true nature, like clouds that temporarily obscure the brilliance of the sun. In solitude, we learn to quiet the incessant chatter of the ego and to attune ourselves to the still, silent presence that lies beneath. This presence is not bound by time or space. It is a timeless and boundless expanse. It is the wellspring of wisdom, love, and compassion that exists at the core of our being. Enlightenment is not a state of perpetual bliss or the absence of challenges. It's so much more than that. It's a state of profound inner peace and equanimity. It's the recognition of the ups and downs of life being transient, like waves on the surface of the ocean, while our true essence is a vast, unchanging expanse beneath. In the solitude of self-realization, we experience moments of pure awareness, where the boundaries of self dissolve and we become one with the universe. These moments are not confined to meditation cushions or sacred retreats. They can occur in the midst of your daily life, in the simple act of just being fully present, of connecting in the moment. Enlightenment is not reserved for a select few. It is a potential that resides within each and every one of us. It's a journey that requires dedication, inner exploration, and a deep commitment to truth. The law of solitude teaches us that the path to enlightenment is not a linear one. It's more of a spiral one that leads us deeper into the mysteries of our own existence with each and every revolution. As we embark on the path of enlightenment, we may encounter challenges and obstacles along the way. The ego may, and probably will, resist the dissolution of its illusions, clinging to familiar patterns of thought and identity. Yet, in the solitude of self-inquiry, we gain the tools to navigate these challenges with grace and resilience. The law of solitude teaches us that enlightenment is not a distant goal, it's a continuous process of awakening. It's a journey that unfolds in the present moment, inviting us to embrace each moment with mindfulness and presence. It's a journey that encourages us to cultivate love, compassion, and wisdom in our interactions with others and in our service to the world. The law of solitude is an eternal law, a truth that transcends time and space. It's a law that speaks to the innate need of humans for introspection, self-discovery, and connection to the natural world. It is a law that reminds us of the profound wisdom that resides within us, waiting to be unearthed in the stillness of solitude. In a world that often values external achievements above inner fulfillment, the law of solitude invites us to pause, to reflect, and to connect with the essence of our being. It teaches us that solitude is not a luxury, it's a necessity, an essential ingredient for self-motivation, healing, and enlightenment. It's not a rejection of the world, it's a deepening of our engagement with it. It's a practice that allows us to approach life with greater awareness, presence, and purpose. It's a practice that reminds us of the interconnectedness of all life and the responsibility that we bear for the well-being of our planet and its inhabitants. As we embrace the law of solitude in our lives, we become witnesses to our own transformation. We discover that motivation is not a fleeting external force. It's an eternal wellspring that flows from the depths of our being. We realize that healing is not the absence of pain, it's the capacity to embrace it with compassion and grace. We awaken to the truth that enlightenment is not a distant goal, but it's a continuous journey of self-realization. In the solitude of self-discovery, we find the motivation to live authentically, to cultivate love and compassion, to contribute to the well-being of the world. The law of solitude is an external reminder that within the quietude of our own company lies the key to a life of profound meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. It's a reminder that the answers we seek are not outside of ourselves, they are within the sacred sanctuary of our hearts. Embrace the law of solitude, dear seeker, and embrace on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. Let the stillness of solitude be your guide, the natural world your muse, and the wisdom of your own soul the source of motivation. In solitude, you will find not only answers to life's deepest questions, but also the courage to live your truth and the inspiration to illuminate the world with your unique light. The law of solitude beckons you, an eternal law, a timeless truth, a sacred journey of self-discovery and awakening. May you embrace it with an open heart and a willing spirit, for in solitude, you'll find the motivation to live a life of profound significance and purpose.